Welcome to Legally on the Move, careers, tech and insights from Dubai. In this exclusive mini-series of the Legally Speaking podcast, we're taking you to the heart of Dubai, a global hub for legal innovation, cutting-edge technology and transformative career opportunities. Here's what you'll gain: career inspiration, unlock the secrets to thriving in Dubai's dynamic legal market, tech trends, dive into how AI, blockchain and legal tech are reshaping the industry, diversity and leadership, hear from trailblazers driving inclusivity and innovation in the UAE, and global perspectives explore how Dubai's unique blend of tradition and ambition is creating a thriving legal ecosystem. Recorded in iconic locations, these episodes bring you the energy and insights of one of the world's most exciting legal hubs. Don't just listen, experience the future of law. Ready to move forward with us? Let's go. So, welcome to the Legally Speaking podcast. Name, title and organisation.
So, Sarah Malik, title CEO, founder, organisation, Sol International is legal, Sarah Malik Lifestyle, and Sarah M in fashion.
And just from that title, you can understand why we wanted to get Sarah so badly on the Legally Speaking podcast in Dubai live today. So let's get into it. In your view, why is Dubai a prime destination for professional success, and particularly within the areas of law and business? Because I know you wear lots of hats.
So, I mean, just look around you.
Yeah.
Dubai is a jewel in the Middle East. Where we're placed is really central in terms of a hub. The infrastructure, world class. Tax benefits that we have, an entrepreneurial spirit, a positive kind of energy even from government down to do well. Yeah. So Dubai is an incubator for businesses and a country that encourages growth.
Yeah. And look, what's interesting is you wear multiple hats, as I said. So I want to sort of ask, what it's like working as a legal professional, but also business owner in the UAE, and perhaps how does it compare to the UK?
So I'm a lawyer by profession, but I'm also in business and an entrepreneur, as you know, and I follow my passions. So I follow fashion and I follow art and entertainment and sport and lifestyle. Dubai's made it very, very easy for me to be able to do that because it's an ease of business and there's a real encouragement. Compared to UK, look, I did well in the UK. I was in a good chambers and we were doing really great. But I just feel in Dubai you can really excel because it's a land of opportunity and it's innovative, so it's open to anything. I think in the UK maybe a traditional lawyer would stick to law, but in Dubai a traditional lawyer can follow passion as well and do additional businesses.
And I'd safely say you do that and do that very, very well. Like your network and your people out here is incredible. How have you then successfully built and scaled multiple businesses in different industries over the past decade? What's the secret?
Secret is a vision, execution, hard work and the right people around you. I've not done this alone. I have a fantastic support team right through from people who work for me domestically to my professional staff. I mean, nobody succeeds alone. It takes a team effort. And if you surround yourself with the right people who support your vision, inspire you, open doors and then support you, I don't think you can go wrong.
I love that, and I always talk about the power of mentoring and we is greater than me and collaboration, domination, and you're a great example of that, and you're doing it right, and everything like today is like the busiest day for you on the planet as well, just as an example. So what inspired you to go beyond the law? Because most lawyers stay there, but what inspired you to go into fashion, entertainment, sports, and tell us more about that and your fashion brand.
So thank you. So I come from an entrepreneurial background. My parents are entrepreneurs. My father did very well in business as we grew up. We grew up in a nice area. I went to a private school. Yeah. And that's because he was able to come to a country and make his name in the kind of entrepreneurial business world. And he was in fashion. He was in leatherwear and he was in ladies' wear. So growing up, I had that influence, and I would go with them to the streets of London at the time, Finsbury Park, and they had these beautiful dresses, and I was mesmerised. My mother, lady of impeccable taste, would, she can sew as well, and she'd have all our attire flown in from abroad when we were young. So I grew up in that kind of fashion environment, and I love dressing up. I mean, a lot of people do. Yeah. I went to a very conservative profession, and they're like, oh, you should dress the profession, because lawyers are very kind of in a dark suit, sometimes oversized, and they're very, very clever. Yeah. When I came to Dubai, I was able to jump out the black suit and, get into more colourful. And then friends started to say, oh, can we borrow your clothes? Or I'd always have a colleague or a staff member saying, can you find me something to wear? Can I wear something of yours? Yeah. So naturally and organically, the next step was to have my own brand.
And successful brand at that. But I always like to get the raw reality as well. You very graciously mentioned, you've had people around you. But what's it like being a lawpreneur, and what are sort of some of the challenges associated with that?
Look, there's challenges. There's never enough time in the day, especially if you're wearing more than one hat, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes even wearing one hat doesn't give you enough time. So you have to be focused, use the best use of time. It's really important. And you've got to sometimes be cutthroat and say, I'm not going to attend that meeting. I'm not going to take that call. I can't see that person because I've got to do something else. So that's a challenge. I think another challenge is it's often lonely when you're doing something that's quite niche. So a lawyer is a lawyer and they speak to many other lawyers. But when you're a lawyer, but you're also wearing multiple hats for the businesses, sometimes you want to sound off ideas or, am I right or am I wrong? And it can be lonely because you're like, who do I reach out to and who's kind of as crazy as I am doing all these different things?
You do find your tribe though, don't you,
Absolutely.
eventually? And people need to remember when you're saying no, you're putting a vote for yes for something else you can dedicate your time to. And it's not selfish and it's not a bad thing to learn to say no. It's a bit of a strength. So, wearing all these different hats, board advisor, educator, author, we can go on, fashion brands, etc. What is your approach to leadership and business? Because there are still, particularly in law firms, leadership's lacking.
You've got to lead from the top and you've got to understand and be adaptable. I can't think, I'm Gen X, this is how I did it, this is how you should do it. I mean, sometimes I laugh at some of what's going on now, but I appreciate and I understand it's a different breed. I think if you stick to your old ways and expect everybody to follow them, no. Number two, you've got to gain respect and confidence and trust. Your team or people who are inspired by you, want to, kind of be mentored by you or like you, are not going to do that if you're kind of ruling with a iron kind of fist and you're not listening. So you've got to listen to understand, you've got to inspire and lead by example. If I'm asking somebody to do something, I should be doing that myself. I think that having an open attitude, listening, giving people a voice, doesn't matter how young they are or inexperienced, it's like, I want to understand from you. I'm learning every day from my team. Yeah. They bring great ideas to the table that I might not have thought about. And I'm like, guys, this is an open kind of book, Even when we're doing merchandising, I might be like, well, I like this design. And they're like, well, we like that one. I'm like, okay, let's go 50-50. I'll do 50 of that and 50 of that. It's a team spirit. Yeah. And I think when they see that, they learn that. I was taught like that, and I hope to pass that down.
Yeah, and you're doing it, and I love that you give space for others, because I agree, you can learn so much from the next generation. I see that myself, and even with the podcast and people that I'm around, and if anything, they're the people you definitely want to be learning from, because they're at the cold face of what's happening in the world. Okay, before I let you go, what advice would you give to legal professionals that are looking to diversify their careers, much like you, or move into different areas? What would you say?
I think you've got to be credible in what you're doing, so you've got to have a plan. You've got to know what you're doing, and you've got to make sure you have the tools. So upskill yourself if you need to. Your network is your net worth. Surround yourself with the right people. The people around you should be inspiring you. They should be opening doors for you, and you should be doing the same for them. Network, meet people, make yourself visible, write your article, get involved in something like this. People are not going to know who you are, what you're doing, or assist or help you if you stay in the background. So I think the next generation of professionals, I think they stand their ground more than we did, actually, and I respect that in them. If they want to diversify, I think there's more of a space for them to do that now than certainly when I was growing up, because you were just a lawyer. And I sometimes think people, even with me, are like, what is she doing? She's jumping from law to lifestyle to fashion. But it's acceptable. Yeah. And I would say to the young generation, don't let anybody tell you can't. But if you're going to do it, make sure you've got a plan and follow it through, execute.
I couldn't agree more. And I'm stood here as, traditionally just the recruiter that then moved into legal podcasting, legal media.
Well, you're smashing it. You're doing really well.
But there's value to it, isn't it? When you put yourself out there like that and what you're doing. Sarah, this has been amazing. I'm so glad we've been able to get this done. If our listeners are inspired, which I'm sure they are, and want to know more about you and what you're up to, where can they find you? Feel free to shout out your websites, any social media handles.
Yeah. So we have the law firm is www.sol-intl.com. The lifestyle is www.sarahmalik.net. The fashion is www.sarahM.org. I'm on Instagram on sol.international.limited, also at Sarah Malik Lifestyle, and you'll find me on LinkedIn with the same handles for the Lifestyle, Sol International, and Sarah Malik. Very happy for anyone to reach out.
There you have it, and they should, and they'll learn a ton, and they'll get some really good energy like we've had. So thank you so much once again, but from all of us on the Legally Speaking podcast, over and out. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of our Legally on the Move from Dubai series. If you enjoyed today's conversation, please take a moment to rate and review the show on your favorite podcast platform. It really helps us out. And if you want to connect with us directly, join our vibrant Legally Speaking Club community on Discord, or visit our official website, legallyspeakingpodcast.com, for more updates and ways to get involved. Stay tuned. We'll see you again soon. Over and out.